Attention, please.
This uploading is only for educational purpose.
No intention to infringe copyrights.
Learning English with subtitles GPITRAL.
Follow us.
The unusual suspects are on parade. But which one committed this week's deadly deed? Yes, it was the hot-tempered blowtorch. Take him down!
A safety warning sign flashes on the screen.
Back at the Dummies Sports Day, and we've already seen two athletes in their prime. But the boys' fun could be over. They've just been the victims of an egg attack by Jake. Will he stand and fight, or is he chicken?
It's no good, Dan. He scrambled.
I mean, what does he think he's playing at?
I think it was his idea of a yolk.
Hey, hang on a minute. You see these eggs?
With my eyes, yes.
Yes. But why don't we have a rematch of the egg and spoon race?
Dan, are you serious? I've just got a personal best there. You'll never catch me.
I'm not talking about a normal egg and spoon race. It's time to push things forward.
Steve and Dan walk down a dirt path beside a field.
What have you brought me here for? This road's got more craters in it than your last bird's face.
Really?
Steve's got a point, but this potholed road is perfect for Dummy Dan's egg and spoon race, crash test style. Never mind egg and spoons, this is Meals on Wheels.
This is your ride? Ho, ho, ho! A freedom buggy. So called because upon his release from prison, Nelson Mandela actually drove one of these through the streets of Johannesburg while people chanted his name.
Is that a made-up story?
Yes, it is.
I thought it was.
However, it is designed for the off-track and does have superb suspension. Take a look at the redness. Whilst you'll be driving that, I'll be driving the lovely Cordelia.
It's almost too easy. It'd be like taking candy from a lady.
Whatever. Let's get our eggs on the spoons and I'll tell you the rules.
Steve's Freedom Buggy has a 250cc engine. It travels at speeds of over 50 miles per hour. And that extra suspension will come in handy on those bumps. So why is Dan so confident?
Okay, so the name of the game is obviously to race to the finish line in the quickest time possible.
Piece of the proverbial, mate.
You reckon?
Yeah.
But for every egg dropped, I'm going to add a 2-second penalty. And do remember, this road is very potty.
What's the crack with Jake down there?
Jake is manning the egg stand to replace any eggs that you've actually dropped. But I will warn you, that may take some time.
Okay, Danny boy. I think I've heard enough. I'll take it from here.
Steve gets in the buggy and starts the engine. Dan stands on the sideline holding a stopwatch.
Right, Steve! You ready? On your marks! Get set! Go!
Steve starts driving slowly in the buggy. He hits the potholes in the ground and some of his eggs start falling.
You might want to speed up, Steve!
Steve's clearly heard the one about the tortoise and the hare. He thinks that driving slow will win him the race. But the eggs are still dropping all over the shop. Time to pull in for the pit stop.
Steve jumps out of the buggy and starts to refill the spoons.
Really panicking!
I'm the tortoise!
An egg lands on Steve in the car. In frustration, he throws it out.
What was the point of going to the egg stop if you've just dropped them all?
Steve crossed the line in 46 seconds with only 5 eggs remaining. A 2-second penalty for every egg missing means his overall time is 1 minute 36 seconds. Time to find out why Dan is so confident. The Citroën 2CV was designed with hydraulic suspension to provide a comfortable ride on the pothole roads of post-war France.
Come on!
Cordelia could be just the girl for the job.
Let's go. On your marks. Get set. Go!
Dan obviously knows that suspension works best when traveling at speed. No need for an egg stop here. Looks like the hare could get his revenge on the tortoise.
I am the hare!
Not only is he going to finish faster, he's still got nearly all his eggs.
Yeah! That's gotta be a winner! Right. So come on, tell us the good news.
That's 24 seconds.
Ooh, 24 seconds. That's a good time, isn't it? I mean, I did knock over 5 eggs, so technically that's 34 seconds. But that's still quite an unbelievable time. What did you get again?
All right, Dan, we don't need to go into that. Fair's fair. You were better than me on the day. You know, Stavro P is not a bad loser. I'm really happy for you, mate.
Really? Yeah. I mean, that means a lot. I mean, you often win everything, and I just thought it's quite nice if it changes every once in a while. Yeah! Steve!
Steve cracks an egg on Dan's head. Dan chases him down the road.
Do remember, if you are going out on a date during medieval times...
Always wear protection.
Wearing full armour, Steve and Dan fight with medieval weapons. It's Sunday on the crash test calendar.
Sunday, and Dummy World's finest athletes are in training. But the boys are busy elsewhere. After Cordelia became an eggy mess at Dummy Sports Day, Dan is giving his pride and joy a much-needed rub-down.
Beautiful Cordelia.
Dan, why don't me and you scoot on down to the Blue Moon for a packet of pork scratchings, game of table skittles?
I'm not eating pork scratchings. You know they affect my stool. Anyway, me and Jake have got our own game of Skittles. Come and have a look.
Steve and Dan drive to a scrapyard.
The ancient game of table skittles involves knocking down upright objects with a swinging ball. But a dummy game isn't a dummy game unless you can take it to the extreme. This demolition yard is a great place for supersizing table skittles. It's time to create Crash Test Dummy Demolition Skittles!
Say hello to 3 tons of cast iron suspended 30 foot in the air. I don't know where cannon is because ball's right here.
Ooh, what a length!
This mighty wrecking ball packs a fearsome punch. It will smash anything in its path.
Steve, calm down, mate. Calm down.
Help it, Dan. It's all exciting.
So the boys have their wrecking ball. But what can they use for Skittles? It looks like Jake's hit the jackpot.
Steve and Dan place the fruit machines into position.
Dan and Steve have found the perfect Skittles. Once placed in square formation, these fruit machines will be juicy targets for their 3-ton ball and chain.
Steve and Dan run in excitement around the fruit machines.
Our game is set.
Come on, Dan, let me have a first crack at it.
You're very excited, and so you should be. It's a very exciting game.
Now, here are the rules. Each of us will get 3 swings of this ball.
And whoever knocks over the most Skittles will win. But remember, Steve, it's all about brain and not the brawn. Technique is everything.
Don't worry, Dan. I was brought up on the mean, skittling alleys of Rotterdam by Terry Nutkins. This'll be a doddle.
Pretty sure he's from Warrington.
You can't pick a fight with 3 tons of mean metal. Surely those slot machines are going to the great arcade in the sky? How many will Steve hit?
All right, Steve, fire number 1.
Here she comes, Dan. Skittles Mahoney.
The ball drops and misses all the pins.
You missed everything, Steve. Your pants, mate. I knew you'd be pants. It's written all over your face.
I need to get it to big swing of things first. I've got another go.
This time, Steve hits one of the fruit machines, crushing it.
Second shot, and Steve breaks his duck.
Yeah! You got one.
Who says you can't beat the bandit?
Steve lets the massive ball swing once again, this time hitting over 3 fruit machines.
Yeah! 3 in a row.
It's only 4 altogether.
Steve scores 4! Now it's Dan's turn.
All right.
Over to our commentator.
All right, Danny Boy D there. He's just lifted the ball up. It looks like he's gone for the 147 pin. Interesting manoeuvre. It's rule 1, page 1 of the Skittles handbook. Let's see how the young lad gets on.
Okay. Ready, aim, fire!
Oh, no.
Dan releases the ball, hitting 3 fruit machines.
Oh, would you look at that? Right on the money first time.
Oh, that's annoying.
3, 2, 1.
Dan's getting cocky. On his second go, he tries a trick shot. he maneuvers the crane cab to change the trajectory of the swing. Genius! 3 Skittles so far!
And he's got the 4th! John Virgo, eat your heart out, mate! Oh, he is loving it! Playing skills is what I do!
The boys dancing round like Dick Van Dyke on a Tuesday afternoon. What he did, he pulled it back and he sent the balls deep into the fruit machine. Once again, tip of the cap.
Dan releases the ball once again, hitting over one of the last fruit machines.
Never gonna live that down now. Get on the board, get us meat court and make us some toast. Niet.
The fruit machines line pieces on the ground with tokens everywhere.
According to mathematics, you scored 8.
This is fantastic. So, dinner's on me then. Let's go.
Hang on a minute. I think Jake wants to go, Dan.
Jake?
With Jake attached to it, the ball smashes into the side of Cordelia. Dan looks in horror.
This is all right. You see, once I stop that ball from moving and reattach the roof, I can get her back to her best. I think.
Yes, yes, Dan, but Jake hasn't finished yet.
The ball is dropped vertically onto the car numerous times, destroying it even further. In some woods, Steve and Dan play fight.
Yeah! Crash test dummy! Enjoy it!
It's the end of another destruction-packed week for our dummies. Time to kick back and rerun the fun. So what pearls of crash test wisdom have those dummies been enlightened by this week?
A block of ice shatters as it is shot. Behind it, a melon explodes.
They've learned just how much abuse a biker's helmet can handle.
With a helmet on, Jake is dragged along the tarmac. He is then fired into a tree.
They know that some boats don't sink, even if they're sawn in half. They've learned how to dispose of unwanted fruit machines. Explosions, destruction, and dangerous stuff. So don't do it, because it's not funny unless you're a crash test dummy.
The End, starring Steve Marsh and Dan Wright as the dummies, narrated by Brian Blessed, audio described Jack Seater.